What's up, y'all? So look, I'm gonna do a quick one for y'all today. I'm gonna talk about how to pay employees. Okay, so a couple people are asking me how to pay their workers. And first, I want to distinguish this. So it's two ways that you can have workers. You can have 1099 contractors, or you can have W-2 employees. And so basically the key difference between those two is a 1099 contractor is not an actual employee of your company. Okay, so and a W-2 employee actually works for your company. You have to take their taxes out of their checks. You're responsible for paying those taxes to the government on their behalf. So that's the main difference between the two. You're liable for employees. 1099 contractors are usually responsible for their own insurance and being liable on their own. However, you can add a 1099 contractor as an additional insured if you just talk to your insurance company about it. But here's how I usually would pay my employees. So I don't like to pay by the hour. I pay a set rate based off an hourly rate. Okay, so say for example, if a building takes 4 hours to clean, and I wanted to say, for simple math, I wanted to pay them $10 an hour. Well, if I wanted to do that and it takes 4 hours to clean, that means I would pay them $40 per service. Okay, and so if it's $40 per service, and it's, let's just say it's 4 weeks in a month, and they only clean that building 4 times a month, then I would pay them $160 a month. Okay, so I would do 4 weeks in a month and pay them that set amount of $160 a month. Let me get down and help my wife real quick. I'll be right back. I'm gonna keep y'all rolling. Alright, sorry about that, but yeah. So all you do is basically just pay them that set rate based off an hourly wage. Okay, so how long do you think it should take them to clean? And then just pay the set rate based off of what you would have paid hourly if you were paying hourly. Okay, now the reason why I do that is because if you paid by the hour, then obviously the number one reason that jumps out to me is if you paid by the hour, then they could easily manipulate the time, and so they could, milk the clock and try to stay longer, or they might actually just be a slow cleaner and clean way slower than what you projected, and therefore they're costing you money and messing up the budget. So I don't got this thing here good either, so if it fall out, oh well. But yeah, so they can take advantage of the clock that way. So that's why I don't like paying by the hour. Okay, also me personally, I prefer to pay people as 1099 contractors. Okay, because I didn't want to deal with taking out the payroll tax, and payroll taxes are expensive. But if you do that, make sure that you do your research and make sure that you're legally doing it, because you definitely are at risk of getting in trouble with the IRS if you pay workers as 1099 contractors if they deem that those people are indeed actual W-2 employees. So you have to make sure that you do your homework and know how to maneuver around that law or those laws. They have a checklist. I believe if you go to irs.gov and look up the difference between 1099 contractors and W-2 employees, they have a checklist that you can kind of go by. And if you check if you check off so many of those boxes, if your relationship to those workers match so many of those checks on that checklist, then they will deem that person as an employee, and therefore you will have to pay the person as a W-2 employee. So some of the things that you can look for is make sure do they have to be to work at a certain time? Do they have a time schedule that they have to clock in and clock out? Are they required to clock in and clock out? Do they have to wear your shirts? Any type of thing that kind of limits that person's freedom, the IRS could deem those people as actual employees and not 1099 contractors, and therefore you'll probably owe back taxes and some penalties for paying them incorrectly. So just be mindful of that. All right, but make sure you do your own work, speak to your CPA and get their advice on that particular thing right there, or an attorney as well. So that's what I got on that. But that's how I pay. It's very simple now. Actually, the process of paying them, you can pay them by check. So if you have QuickBooks Online, I taught people in the past inside CBN. It was actually a video where I literally showed them how I feed the checker to the printer. Just type the name in, put the account amount up there, and literally print the check out at my home office. Okay, so That's one way you can do it, or you can set up direct deposit for them if you got QuickBooks Online. You can also use waveapps.com. Y'all know I have a tutorial on how to use Wave app as well. You can pay them with direct deposit on that, or you can go through your bank. Actually, now I'm using my bank for payroll right now, and they're pretty cheap. It was like $50 a month, up to 100 employees. So look into your bank, and maybe that might be another option for you too, and you can have direct deposit through your bank. So, or you can do cash. You can do cash, but you got to track it. Okay, that's not typical. I will recommend that you do a paper trail. Now, speaking of doing cash, can you pay under the table? Is illegal? Know this, that you are legally allowed to pay people just straight up to $600. If they making over $600, then you're required to give that. If you're paying them as a 1099 worker, you're required to give them a 1099 form at the end of the year and report their earnings and report it on your tax return as well. So just keep that in mind. But if you don't think the person gonna make more than $600 for that year, like you just bringing somebody with you to help out, that's completely fine. You don't have to report that those payouts to the IRS at the end of the year. All right, so that's what I got up here for y'all. If y'all got more detailed questions about that, then I'll make sure I go over that. But I just figured, because I did a video on this before, but I figured I'd go ahead and give y'all an up-to-date one for the new people that starting to find my videos and haven't seen a lot of my older videos. So hopefully this was able to help. If y'all got more questions, shoot them below. I'm gonna try to start getting more consistent and posting more frequently. I'm gonna try to do a video at least once a day, closing out the rest of this year. So hold me to that. Ask your questions so I can answer them in the videos coming up, and I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and like, sharing, and comment. And most importantly, if you're trying to get your cleaning business started or you want to grow your cleaning company, make sure you go check out cleanbiznetwork.com so we can help you out and get you ready with your starter kit or with our lead generation service. All right, and coming soon too, I'm actually about to release a course that's going to show you how to start your own in-house lead generation service. All right, y'all know that I had that available in the masterclass, but I'm re-releasing a new course which just going to teach you specifically how to do your own in-house lead generation, and it's going to go a lot more in detail than the original masterclass. And don't worry, for my people who bought the original masterclass, you'll be rolled over into that course. So, but thank y'all. Talk to y'all soon.